Camper build 2.0. Old school style sketches. We've decided that we want to reconfigure the layout of our camper van, seeing as though it's mainly going to be my wife and I traveling from now on. How can we change this after everything that we've learned in the last couple of years? If you remember, we had our low unit on this side with the cooker and the sink, and we had a tall unit on the right hand side of the van with the fridge and the cabinet for the toilet, and then utensils and everything up top, and it worked really well. The bench seat was in the middle and it cantilevered forward to make our double bed. But we're going to try something new now. The one thing that my wife has insisted on is that when the bed is out, we need to have access to the cooker to make coffee in the morning without having to pack the bed away, and secondly, we need to have access to the loo without having to pack the bed away. So those are two important considerations of Van Build 2.0. The general idea is a fixed bed that slides forward so that we sleep lengthways in the van. Our van is not quite wide enough for us to sleep across. So a fixed bed with enough space underneath for us to store our bikes and the kayaks and the sup. With the bed at the back, we're thinking of putting the cooker near the sliding door. The thing that we noticed with the cooker being at the back of the van, it was perfectly positioned. You could stand at it, cook at it, you could do the coffee in the morning while the bed was down. However, it then created two separate areas. Those of us cooking, generally my wife, will be honest, and the rest of us lounging out in the front underneath the awning. But I'm going to try and devise something so that we can all still be together even if somebody's cooking on the stove. That'll be a great thing. But I think we're going to land up with a lot more storage space this way. And then also in the center of the van, we plan to put a bench seat, a two-seater bench seat, which may or may not also be a rock and roll bed. Anyway, it should be an interesting journey. As I try and figure this all out, I'm going to use that wood that's lying in the back of the van now to mock up the cabinets and get a gauge and feel for the heights, the head height above the bed and the roof, and all of that kind of thing. So here we go, another adventure. The van narrows as it gets to the back. It's 160 where the front beam is. It's 155 here at the height of the panel, but obviously the van's not only narrowed like that, it's narrowed like that as well. It's not vertical like a lot of the larger vans. I'm using the panel as the level because I'm assuming that that's the same height the whole way through. This batten, it's exactly 90 millimeters wide, and what I want to do is fit it in to this space over here. So I'm going to use a contour gauge to get that. Right, problem. I forgot that the full suspension bikes have a taller height than the single speeds. "32 inches, 80 centimeters from the floor to the bottom of here. So that's 90 mattress, pt.1. That'll give 80 centimeters of clearance between the top of the bed and the roof. Good thing I checked it. This is the height that the bed needs to be to allow for enough space for the bicycles to be stored underneath. I've got these two 80 centimeter tall stanchions to determine the height, and then I have a 57-inch long beam along the wall. Of course that overlaps the window slightly, so I need to attach it to the body of the van at the back and at the front. The bed is only going to be 90 centimeters wide in its closed position, and then 1.8 meters wide is in its extended position. So it's 900 and 900 is 1.8. I need to attach this beam to the C-pillar over there. I'm going to use riv nuts like I did before to hold the cabinets securely, and then I need to attach it over there on the D-pillar. So I'm going to use riv nuts, insert it into the body of the van, and then I'm going to bolt that crossbeam to the body of the van, and that'll keep it nice and secure. Well, after a good first day, I've now made some decent progress. As you can see, I've got the bed frame mocked out and how it'll be supported. I'd like to be able to get the bikes and the SUP and the kayaks in there without too much difficulty, so I'd like to keep this space as open as possible. So this will be the height of the bed, and then the bed will extend forward when we need it and retract when we don't need it, so a raised bed platform with the slide out. This space over here will be a cupboard. Store the surfboards up there. I've done a weight test on the center of the beam. I'm no engineer, right, so I figured 90mm high wooden beam should be enough to carry the weight. So it's very, very sturdy and solid. But yeah, I think it's coming on quite nicely. As I go along, I'll figure out where everything's going to fit, but I have a rough idea from the mock-up where I want the different things to go. And there's more than enough height from the bed to the ceiling for us to sit on the bed when it's got a mattress, and not to feel too claustrophobic. And the garage space at the back here is going to be very useful for storing stuff. Well, I've got to the stage now where I've mocked out the bed. Now I'm trying to enclose the cabinets and the garage area. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, stick around for the next video. Thanks for watching. Happy days.